Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, there lived a kind and gentle young girl named Cinderella. Her father loved her very much, but when he married again, everything changed. Her new stepmother had two daughters of her own, and they were selfish and unkind. After Cinderella's father passed away, the stepmother made her do all the housework, sweeping the floors, washing the clothes, and cooking every meal. While the stepsisters wore pretty dresses and rested all day, Cinderella worked until her hands were sore. But no matter how hard life became, Cinderella stayed kind and hopeful. One day, a royal messenger came with wonderful news. The king was hosting a grand ball, so the prince could meet all the young ladies in the kingdom. Every young lady is invited, the messenger announced. Cinderella's heart filled with excitement. "Oh, I would love to go," she whispered, but her stepmother laughed. "You? Go to the ball? You have no dress." Her stepsisters giggled. "You'll stay here and clean while we dance with the prince." Cinderella tried not to cry as they left for the palace. She sat alone in the garden, tears falling down her cheeks. Suddenly, a soft glow lit the garden. A gentle voice said, "Why are you crying, my dear?" Cinderella looked up and saw a kind fairy godmother. "I want to go to the ball, but I have nothing to wear," Cinderella said. The fairy godmother smiled. "Don't worry, I will help you. But remember, this magic will only last until midnight." With a wave of her wand, sparkles filled the air. Her old dress turned into a beautiful gown of shimmering blue. Her worn shoes became glass slippers that shone like crystal. The fairy godmother touched a pumpkin. Poof! It became a golden carriage. Mice turned into handsome horses. "Now go, my dear," she said. "But remember, be home before the clock strikes 12. When Cinderella arrived at the palace, everyone stopped to stare. She looked like a true princess. The prince saw her and was amazed. He bowed and asked, "May I have this dance?" They danced all evening. Cinderella felt like she was in a dream, but suddenly the clock began to strike midnight. Ding dong. "Oh no, I must go," Cinderella cried. She ran down the palace steps. One glass slipper slipped off her foot, but she didn't have time to pick it up. She leapt into her carriage, which turned back into a pumpkin just as the clock finished striking 12. The next day, the prince announced, "I will marry the young lady whose foot fits this glass slipper." He and his servants visited every house. The stepsisters tried to squeeze their feet inside the slipper, but it was far too small. Finally, they came to Cinderella's house. Her stepmother tried to hide her, but the prince saw her gentle eyes. "Please, let her try," he said. Cinderella slipped her foot into the glass slipper, and it fit perfectly. At that very moment, her fairy godmother's magic revealed the beautiful gown once more. The prince smiled with joy. He and Cinderella were married in a grand celebration. Even the king and queen cheered. Cinderella forgave her stepmother and stepsisters, for her heart was as kind as ever. From that day on, Cinderella lived happily in the palace, but she never forgot the value of kindness and hope. Cinderella teaches us that kindness, patience, and hope can overcome even the hardest times. No matter how others treat you, a good heart will always shine brighter than cruelty.